One more preseason game to go, and I want a dress rehearsal. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting it. Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. Yeah, I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of Dak. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I hope you guys are doing well. So the Eagles got a lot of stuff going on, man. We got our final preseason game against the New York Jets this Friday night. Cannot wait to get preseason over with. I am ready for week 1 to begin. It is time, okay? It seems like this has been a long preseason, and we haven't seen a ton of Jalen Hurts and a lot of these starters, so I don't know whether the Eagles are going to play them or not. I'm guessing they're probably not, but before we get into all that, I got to say, if you have the Newsbreak app, maybe you're going to get the Newsbreak app. Click the link in the description. Give your boy a follow. You will not be disappointed. Now, let's get back into the Eagles and everything going on because, like I said, Eagles got the Jets this Friday night. Of course, I will be live streaming it. But before that, they got 2 joint practices. They're heading out there tomorrow. And they have to get their roster to 80 by 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So they have about over 24 hours to get that done. Now, they've already made a couple of cuts, okay? They got rid of Jamon Osborne, the wide receiver, and then Lavert Hill, the cornerback. They have been cut. So the Eagles roster right now stands at 83. They got to cut 3 more guys. I could tell you 3 guys are cut, but they're not going to cut them. But, you know, they will make the cuts. There was reports that Countess was cut yesterday, but that turned out to not be true. He was at practice. And, of course, you guys know the Eagles were supposed to have a public practice yesterday. I was going to live stream it, but they wind up practicing indoors. There was a giant scare with Devontae Smith and his ankle, but he seemed to be okay. He's not even on the injury report. He didn't miss any reps, and he's all good to go. Nick Sirianni, my coach, my cannoli-eating, gabagool, disher-outer coach, he says Devontae Smith reminds him of Keenan Allen. Well, if he reminds you of Keenan Allen, we're in good position with this wide receiver. I think he's faster than Keenan Allen, personally. But I'll take Keenan Allen. I love it. Devontae Smith is going to be an absolute stud. No question about it. And the Eagles, man, they got to play him. They got to play Jalen Hurts. They got to play these guys more, in my opinion, this week. This should be the dress rehearsal for the Eagles. If it was me, I would play Jalen Hurts. I would play Devontae Smith. I would play Rager. I would play my whole first-team offense. At least a few series, at least a quarter. Get some working. Get some reps in. But I got a feeling they're not going to do it because it seems like teams right now are on these like kicks where it's like, hey, if you do joint practices and you practice really hard, then you don't need to play in a preseason game because you've already kind of done everything in the joint practices. I still think there's a difference. I still think you got to give the guys on the field reps, like game feeling, game simulations as much as you can. I don't know what the Eagles are going to do. If I had to guess, I'm going to say that they're not going to play any of their starters this week. They're going to pretty much rest everybody, and that's the way it's going to be. And just the guys that, you know, are on the verge of not making this team, just guys fighting for a roster spot, they'll play. And hopefully J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is out there playing because 8 reps last game, that scares the hell out of me. No way that guy should make this team. I don't care. I think he stinks. Stinks! You know what I mean? I can't help it. Stinks from the first magnitude. Okay, that's how I feel about him. So we'll see what happens. And I really do think if he stays on his team, it's purely because he was a second-round pick. All right? The Eagles like to keep their picks, especially these high picks, they like to keep them around a long time and hope that you get a situation like Brandon Graham, which, let me tell you something. The situation with Brandon Graham, he is the exception to the rule, not the norm. Okay, when guys go as long as Brandon Graham went in his career without really showing anything, then to turn it on late in his career, he's the exception. He is not the norm. That is not going to happen with Arcega-Whiteside, Andre Dillard, Derek Barnett. To me, Derek Barnett is in a situation where this is now or never. This is now or never this year. And I got a video coming on Derek Barnett and some trade speculation and stuff going on. That'll be in a later video because it's a different subject. But truth be told, Brandon Graham is the exception to the rule. So I'm not all for keeping guys 3-4 years. I don't need to see any more Arcega-Whiteside. I know what I get in him. I already know what I got, okay? Let me see about these other guys. And I think Travis Fulgham needs to go out there and he needs to play a lot. He needs to show something. I'm telling you, the guy I want to go out and have a huge game is Travis Fulgham. Make your presence felt. Make your presence known. Show that you belong in this team. Because right now, if I have to look at the depth chart at the wide receivers, and if I had a base, I'll give you two different depth charts, right? I'll give you my personal view on how it should be, and then what I think the Eagles are going to do. Okay, so if it's up to me, these are the guys I'm keeping. Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. They're all shoo-ins to make this team. Okay? Greg Ward Jr., he makes this team. John Hightower, he makes this team. Travis Fulgham, he makes this team. That means I'm keeping 6 wide receivers, and I'm cutting J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. That's personally what I would do. But what I think the Eagles are going to do is this. I think the Eagles are going to, and this is what I think, this is where this is heading. Okay, and I think people are going to be shocked. But I think the Eagles are going to do this. The Eagles are going to keep Devontae Smith, Reagor, Watkins. Greg Ward Jr., they're going to keep those 4. They're going to keep Hightower and Arcega-Whiteside. I think they keep 6 also. I think they're going to keep 6 wide receivers. Or at least, at the very least, they're going to stash somebody like Hightower. I don't think they're going to let Hightower go. But I do think the last cut's going to be between Fulgham and Arcega-Whiteside. Arcega-Whiteside stinks. It's all in the name, dude. All in the name. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside stinks. Now, it's not Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens. It's James Trash, Todd Stinkston, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Same thing. Okay, but I still think they're probably going to keep 6. And this is, I'm just guessing how many wide receivers they keep. But I think they're going to keep Whiteside over Fulgham. And I think this is going to surprise a lot of people. I've already talked about this, so I don't want to keep talking about it, except to say that Travis Fulgham needs to go out and have a huge monster game. That's what I need from him. And if he can go out and he can do that, he'll make it a lot harder on them. Make it hard on them. No, don't just say, look, we're going to keep this guy because he was a second-round pick. That's what I don't want. So when I look at this game this week in 2 joint practices, it sounds like the Eagles are not going to play their starters. I'm telling you, maybe Jalen Hurts gets a series, maybe 2 series. I don't know, but I can't see it. Okay, I would cut Mullins today because he stinks too. There's another guy, he stinks. You know, get rid of him. You could bring anybody in and do what he does. Okay, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. The Eagles got to get to 80 by tomorrow. Then they have 2 joint practices. Then they got the final preseason game. Then, of course, they have to get down to what? Was it 53? It's like 55, 56 now. I forget exactly what number it is. But you can keep a couple extra guys. So they're going to have to get down to those roster numbers. So, to me, this game, I wish I could say was a dress rehearsal, but it's not going to be. It is going to be all about who's going to make the team, who are going to be the final cuts. But you're going to be able to know where guys stand based upon where they play. If certain guys don't play that long, It's probably because they're on the team. Probably they've already seen enough of them, most likely. You know, we're going to find out. But the Eagles, they've got to go out, in my opinion, in this last preseason game, and they got to find out what they have in some of these guys. And I'm telling you, the guy I'm going to be watching the most is Travis Fulgham. I want him to go out and play great, okay? I think a lot of these positions are set already. I think a lot of the battles are over that we thought. I mean, a lot of these battles turned into be nothing. Okay, I really thought Kerryon Johnson was going to give Jordan Howard a run for his money, but he didn't. And he didn't because Jordan Howard came in tremendous shape. I mean, have you seen him? He looks faster first step, faster second step, faster through the hole. I really like where Jordan Howard is at right now, and he deserves to win that second running back spot. Kerryon Johnson, to me, has been your third best running back. Ball Scott probably is going to make this team. We were supposed to have a battle at left tackle. Jordan Mailata didn't happen. We were supposed to have a battle at the defensive end spot. It sounds like that's not happening either. It sounds like Josh Sweat is winning that battle, even though they say Derek Barnett has played well. Now we're talking about Derek Barnett getting traded, which we'll get into in another video because I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. But, you know, most of these battles are over. So going into the Jets game, I would love to see the Eagles treat this as a dress rehearsal, but most likely it's not going to happen. Most likely we're looking at joint practices. We're going to hear what they do in practice, and then most of the starters are going to sit, and we're going to see who we got. It's going to be one of those long, drawn-out, boring preseason games. That will be streaming live, by the way. But then it's the real deal. Then we get into the regular season, and I expect the Eagles to beat Atlanta and beat the 49ers and start 2-0. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. So during my last Eagle stream, people were asking me, is this my new background that I'm going to be going with? Because I said, I'm not really that big into like the whole green screen. This is sort of just a makeshift background so I could stream the preseason games. I will be using some of this stuff in my background. I got other stuff to put on. It's actually going to go on another wall. But I do like a real background a lot better than a green screen. I think a green screen is good for some things. It's good once in a while. But I really like a real background. So we'll be setting that up. This will actually be on another wall and stuff once the regular season begins. I got some things coming with the streams, so it should be really interesting. But a couple people were asking me, is this my new setup? Can you see it? This is just really makeshift for the preseason as I'm still trying to get everything set. So that's what it is.